Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's Derby weekend, my friends. Do we need an introduction? No, we don't. It's not a normal derby because our Champions League qualification probably depends on a Rome derby, something that, at least in recent years, we haven't been used to. So it's a derby that means too much. Too good to be true, I would say. That us getting fucked is just round the corner is my biggest... I'm petrified about this. I'm petrified about the fact that we're just... So everything could go wrong if we just turn that corner, or at the same time, we proceed straight and the objective is close. It's Friday. I'm wearing a football heritage, I would say, Roma kit. I did my first exam today, 1 out of 3. So I was like, you know what? Summer is approaching. It's a derby live. I'm going to get a beer. And I want everybody, if you drink or a glass of water or a Coke, to have a cheers with me. I even got a lemon and I'm going to put it in. That sounds wrong, but you get the point. And I want to give you a cheers, because we deserve it. And I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready for it. It's been a chaotic last few days when it came to deciding the timing of this goddamn derby, because of the tennis final, because of Yannick Sinner. They decided that the derby will be played at 12 p.m. on Sunday. Something, I mean, it's embarrassing. 12 p.m. I wake up at 12 p.m. on Sundays. So it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy that we're playing at 12, because it's a crazy timing, especially for a derby. But who cares about the timing? The most important thing is that the Curva Sud will be in. The most important thing is that we play this game and just give it a shot, which, again, we've said it many times, does not depend only on us. But look, we need to do our job, and our job means beating them. Our job means beating the Rats, hoping that Milan or Juve fumble, and then concluding the job with a win in the last game week against Verona. Okay, I've got a lot of things to say when analysing this game, because there are things about this game that petrify me, in a sense that, yes, Lazio are under a train. Absolutely, they are, and even they know it. They are living under a train. This season for them has been tremendous on every point of view. On a football point of view, on a transfer session point of view, because they bought nobody in January and they bought nobody in the summer. In January, they lost 2 of their best players, Guendouzi, which I will miss. I'll miss Guendouzi not being there in the derby. He was a great target. And they also lost Castellanos to West Ham. In terms of atmosphere for them this season, it's been terrible. I've got so many Lazio friends that are desperate, because it feels like the situation is not in their hands, but of course they are the ones that care about the team the most, and not going to the stadium has implications on themselves and on the team. And Sarri and the players have made it very clear that they need the fans, but the fans have made it very clear in this Lotito constant protest and boycott that they won't be present in the derby as well, which makes it a very weird derby, because it will be the stadium will be basically all Roma, which, again, I don't like. You can like. It can be a positive thing. It can be amazing, as DamG96 is saying in the chat, that it's a derby and it's a stadium with all Roma fans. But I don't like it, because a derby is a derby, and derby is also, for the show that both the fan bases produce. So I'm not looking forward to a derby without the Curva Nord. I'll be very honest with you, because I like that adrenaline, because I like waking up knowing that, there's going to be a show on the stands, that there's going to be that derby tantrum in the stadium. So I don't like the fact that they're not going to be in the stadium, but you have to accept their boycott. They absolutely despise Lotito. So look, for Lazio, it's been a shit season. Cherry on the cake, they lost the Coppa Italia final on Wednesday in a game that they basically lost themselves. They were never in the game. I didn't watch the game actually, but I was told that the Lazio were never in it and that they conceded those two stupid goals because of themselves. So look, they are under a train and they know it themselves. This is not jinxing. This is not saying false things. They've been under a train all season. But this is where I say that this is the biggest mistake that all of us can make. All of us can make. The biggest mistake that we, me, you, and most importantly the players will make in this game is exactly this. Going into this game knowing that they are under a train and that you've got things in your hands and that you'll win because you're living a better moment than them. That is where you lose it. That approach to this game is where you fuck the Champions League up. Because I'll tell you one thing, they are under a train, they just lost the Coppa Italia final, they are depleted, but I can guarantee you that their number one objective to end the season on a high will be to fuck us up. And you can't blame them. You cannot blame them. Because imagine vice versa situations, we would want the same. And we would ask for the best of our team in order to fuck up our biggest opponent's chance of going to the Champions League. Because they know that if they get anything out of this game, it compromises our Champions League. Because we need to win both our two remaining games to even have a chance. So, to people who say Lazio are depleted, this is an easy win, I completely disagree. It's a derby, first of all, and no derby is a guaranteed. I went on a betting website just to see, the numbers, the predictions of how bookmakers give us favorites. They put Roma at 1.52. 1.52 in a derby is how to lose money. 152 in a derby is embarrassing, is absolutely embarrassing. So we're not that favorites. We are on paper, yes we are. We are in terms of motivation, yes we are. We are in terms of objective, yes we are. But to put us that clear as favorites, for me is a big mistake. For me is a very big mistake. Very big mistake. Because they will want to put this game and they will want to turn this game into a very nerve-wracking game. That's going to be their objective. Their objective is this. Put this game onto the nerves side of things. Start fights. Get yellow cards. Start little shows to get our frustration out. And that's where you lose control of yourself and that's where you lose it. So I would be very, very cautious in this game. I'm very cautious in general. I'm a very cautious person when it comes to football events in general, but especially when it's a derby, which can decide your season. This is what I would do. This is what I would do. This is definitely what I would do. Looking at them, I think they lack a big man. That's what Lazio lack. Lazio lack somebody that you just hook yourself onto and grind points. That they don't have that. Like they have nobody in their team that is threatening to my eyes. People will say Zaccagni. No. I think he is massively overrated. That's what Lazio lack. Lazio lack a big piece because I actually think Sarri is a very good manager. And look, I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't know why, but I kind of felt bad for him this season. I listened to a lot of his interviews. You can tell that he got exploited by Lotito and just placed in the middle of a bucket of crap. I would actually say that bringing this team to a Coppa Italia final in general, despite the season that you had, can be determined a personal success for himself. Then, of course, you lost the Coppa Italia and you got nothing from it. But I think we don't realize how technically weak this team is. It is. Like, I mean, I would argue that Malin single-handedly has got more caliber than any of all of their teams put together. You know, if you put all of their teams, all of their players against Malin, I would still pick Malin to win a game. That's the thing with compared to them, that they lack that big piece. Now, they've got interesting players that make up the collective. I don't disagree on this, but at the end of the day, they don't have that somebody that we can have in a Malin, that we can have occasionally, but when it happens, of course, on a Paulo Dybala, on a Svilar in goal, that gets you points single-handedly. You know, you get my point. So, look, I'm not going to give predictions for this game. I never do for derbies. I would be crazy and a lunatic for doing so. It's a tradition in my family and in friend groups not to give predictions for derbies. Never. So I will extend this tradition to this channel. Never give predictions for derbies. Remember, always, there's a myth in Rome. The team that gets worst of the derby always wins. So it's a myth. It doesn't happen every time. It's not like it's scientifically proven that every time a team goes into the derby in a worse state than the other, they win. But it's a myth. It has happened many times. You know, a derby is this. It's this. It's how you approach the game. It's how you deal with nerves. It's how you deal with pressure. Look at Ibanez. Great defender. Every time he played a derby, he fucked it up because he just couldn't withstand that pressure. Having the stadium all Roma, in my opinion, is an advantage. In a derby, it is an advantage. But as I said before, I don't like it because a derby is a derby. And I don't like a derby to be, you know, only Roma as much as it brings benefits. And I agree. Predicted 11 is that. Very standard, same as Parma. The only thing that I've put, the only switch that I've put is Pellegrini in and Sule out. I don't need to tell you why. I don't need to tell you why. He has been our best player in recent derbies. He has decided not only the last derby, but a lot of derbies recently. He feels them. He knows them. He's experienced them. So I think it would be a very big mistake to start with Sule and Dybala again, precluding and excluding, I would say, the Pellegrini factor in a derby, especially by prioritizing Sule, who at the moment is not that threatening to me, partly because of his groin, partly because of his consistency problems. At time of speaking in a derby, gun at my head, I would pick Pellegrini over Sule. Even though Sule, of course, 2 derbies ago scored a banger, but I don't see that Sule again, probably because of his groin. What else can I say? I mean, predictions on the other games, I already gave previously this week. I've said it already. I think if there's a high percentage, there's a high percentage of confidence in me that believes that if we do our job, we have to do our job. I always say this, we have to do our job. But provided that we do our job, there's a very big confidence percentage in me that believes that the game that will make Champions League happen is the game between Genoa and Milan. Unfortunately, I see Milan win their last home game against Cagliari. And unfortunately, I see Juve win against Fiorentina and win against Torino, which is not an easy game. I can see them slip up, but I would definitely pick them as favourites. The game is that Genoa-Milan game. I can definitely see Milan slip up. I mean, everybody can. But there's one thing that petrifies me. And that thing is Allegri's ass. It is. It really is. It petrifies me. The idea that Milan can win that game with their usual luck and we could get same points as them at the end of the season and still not get Champions League football petrifies me. Like, I don't sleep at night because this thought haunts me. The fact that we could miss out on the Champions League by getting, let's say, 73 points, but you lost it because you got same points as Milan, but they are ahead of you because of a head-to-head rule, petrifies me. Petrifies me. Petrifies me. And I'll add another detail to my haunting. I am petrified at the idea. Sorry, let me change adjective because it feels like I need a thesaurus with me. Petrified synonym. Paralyzed. Horrified. Terrified. The idea that terrifies me, paralyzes me, freezes me, paralyzes me, I already said that, is the fact that we're playing at the same time. And thus, my mind does not have the control over the other game. Because it's not like I'm going to watch the Genoa-Milan game when I'm at the stadium at 12 p.m, half asleep, with 3 pints in me at 12 p.m, which tastes like bile. Like, I'm not gonna watch that Milan game. So the fact that my mind does not know what's happening in that game, and that game could crucify our season like this, does haunt me. But I guess at the same time, you gotta get the positives out of things. By playing at the same time, if they were to slip up and you were to win, you'd be even more ecstatic. So look, I guess always take the positives out of things. Neno, grazie mille per i 3 euro, arrotondiamo. Lemon for the Corona. Grazie, bello. Ci vediamo domani. So, what was I saying? I was ranting on about petrified and terrified and frozen. Yeah, look, these last 2 game weeks mean a lot. But I'm you know what the annoying thing is that if we were to miss it out, if we were to miss the Champions League, you just start to process your season, this season in your mind, and you're like, that Dybala penalty or that Gatti goal. And that's what we were saying, a few months ago, that it's these little details that if you were to miss the Champions League, now that we're back in this race, would ruin your summer. Imagine if Dybala scored that penalty. But look, they could slip up. I can definitely see them slip up. In fact, if there's a game they slip up, it's that one. I just feel like, you know what I feel like? I don't believe in these things. Well, no, actually, it's weird to say, but I kind of do believe in these things. I believe in luck. I do. I believe in luck, but I also believe in fate messages. You know when you're like, it's a sunny day, and the second you step outside, you don't know how, but it starts raining. But like 20 minutes before you went out, there wasn't one cloud in the sky. And yet then you walk out and it starts raining, you're like, that's a sign of me needing to stay home. I believe in these things. And having said this, I'm not drunk. I haven't finished my beer. But what I'm trying to say here is that I just feel like everything is aligning perfectly. Because if fate didn't want us in the Champions League, we wouldn't have won that Parma game. And we wouldn't have depended on Daniele De Rossi to potentially exclusively secure a Champions League spot. Like, I'm connecting too many things that are like, these are messages that are being sent at me. An insane, crazy comeback last weekend, which I still don't know how we won that game. And then this weekend, the manager, probably the most Roma fan person in this universe, who we sacked unjustifiably so last year, we now kind of depend on him. You get my point? Like, oh my God, bro, I just want that Champions League. I just want I want to enjoy a Champions League with everyone. And I know I'll be in Canada for the first half of the season, but I just want these memories to live with you guys, to live with my friends when I come back. You know, a potential Roma Barca with Lamine in front of your eyes. We need this. I want this. We gotta make it happen, and we gotta beat the Rats in order to do this, first of all. Would you take Milan getting a draw at Genoa and us winning the derby? I'm trying to reread that question in case I misread it. But why would anybody say no to that? If that happens, you're basically in the Champions League, mate, because you're going to win the last game against Verona. I don't even want to dare believe that you're going to fuck it up there. So if that happens, you're in the Champions League. Because if that happens, even if Milan win their last game and you win it, you're in the Champions League. But I'm trying to reread that in case you tricked me. Would you take Milan getting a draw at Genoa and us winning the derby? Yeah. Why would anybody say no to that? I don't get the question. If that happens, we're in the Champions League. If that happens, we're in the Champions League. Now I know that we're idiots and that our history proves that we're idiots. But then if you bottle it against Verona, then I'm sorry, but you don't deserve to be in the Champions League. You don't deserve it. So you're gonna win the last game against Verona. The issue for me is this game, which I'm not guaranteed we're gonna win, and the Milan game. Our Champions League qualification depends on these two games. Because if you were to win the derby and they don't win in Genoa, you're in the Champions League. There's not even a memory cell in my mind that goes, after all of this, you are going to fumble it up against an already relegated Verona, who this season I don't think has won a football game. No. That can't happen. That cannot happen. By the way, if you're ever in Western Canada, stop in Sask. How about Como? I'd exclude Como. Also, with Inter's win, we're in the Europa League mathematically. So worst case scenario, we'll live another season of Europa League obsession prosecuting us for yet another time. Thank God we avoided the Conference League. But I must say, speaking about Conference League, this season's Conference League, I said it on the fan forum, football heritage. That's what the Conference League is all about, and what football should be all about. Working class area in London against working class area in Madrid. I want Rayo to win it. But that's football heritage. That's what football's all about. Corona is so good, guys. Corona is so good. Put a lemon inside and you're going to live to 101. Not that I want that, but... Thoughts on Dybala's contract renewal? We'll have a video on that when we've got more news. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. I held deep fear of Milinkovic, Savic and Kandreva, but I agree with you. They don't have a big man, says Prinks. I'm so proud of Malin. He deserves to be starter for the Netherlands in the Summer World Cup. Derby will almost full of our tifosi will be amazing. I also predicted the same starting 11. Pele never misses derbies. The only reason Pellegrini misses a derby if he's still not fit, which could be a problem because he was injured. So seeing Guendouzi fuming is priceless. Yeah, I miss Guendouzi. He made derbies very fun. Yes, Sarri said that if it was at 12, he wasn't going to come. So let's see if he sticks to his words. De Rossi will do the business. Don't worry too much. Just imagine us in the UCL, Mancho versus... I'd say Mancho versus Vini, even better. I can't stand Vini, guys. I can't stand that guy. I really cannot stand that guy. I can't. Like, I cannot. Okay. Guys, I'll catch you on Sunday, hopefully with a vlog. If not with the match reaction. If not both. Forza Roma sempre, Lazio merda sempre, Lotito resisti. Let's get that Champions League. Forza Daniele De Rossi. I think we all owe this to him. Daniele, please. I'll speak to you soon. Let's do this. Brings good luck. Simo out. Hit the like. Hit the like. Don't miss it. It's a derby. End of the season. Champions League still in the air. Corona with lemon. Come on. You enjoyed this. You enjoyed this live. I want 200 likes. Yes, I do. Thank you very much. I'll speak to you soon. Simo out.